Welcome to the City of Miramar's Business Connect, where we connect your business to what's important. Today, our topic of discussion will be how to maximize your business revenue and profit. And as our guest today, we have Mr. Cesar Serrano, who is the CEO of the Opportunus Group. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Johnny, for having me today in your program. And I'm looking forward to help our audience understand what are the benefits of business management consulting.
Awesome. Well, for over the last 25 years, the Opportunist Group has been helping businesses maximize revenue and profits. And you guys do this by setting up strategic directions. You have done it by aligning organizations, and for building momentum. Now, no matter how successful your business has become, there is always an opportunity to improve performance and to set new objectives. And right now we have Mr. Serrano, who can show you how the Opportunist Group can help you apply those new initiatives to reach the maximum performance of your business. Mr. Serrano, can you start off by giving us an overview of the business of the Opportunist Group?
Basically, first of all, Opportunus Group partners with small and medium-sized businesses in South and Central Florida to help them deliver great customer service, boost employee engagement, and maximize their operational efficiency. We focus on business resource and process improvements to help companies minimize waste, reduce operating costs, and generate maximum revenue so they can secure a competitive advantage in the markets where they operate. The areas of expertise, the areas where we focus on are overall formulating a reliable and very well articulate strategy, sales and digital marketing, and the operations of the business, which is reflected in supply chain activities and service delivery, how effectively and efficiently we can deliver service.
Okay, that's great. Wonderful. So when businesses contact your office, what you're going to do is help them by counseling them through their needs and what they are wishing to accomplish for their business, growth opportunities. Would that be correct?
Yes. Basically, what we do is deliver business management solutions to help companies overcome the challenges they face. And as I mentioned, basically, our areas of expertise move around strategy, the commercial aspect of the business, and the operations. Everything, all of those activities that are behind the scenes that customers cannot see, but are able to make the business deliver the services effectively and efficiently. And those areas of expertise, the way we deliver those areas of expertise is in two ways. One, as a specific project to solve a problem with a specific timeline, deliverables, and scope, as well as a scalable long-term program. That's how we deliver our services.
What do you find some of the challenges are? Some of the number one challenges are for businesses, organizations that they need some help with. They need to overcome. What are some of those challenges that you've noticed, even in successful business?
Well, usually businesses, the main challenges, the key challenges of businesses are growth strategies, optimizing the cost of doing business, making sure that all the activities that they have to engage in are add value to their customers and add value to their business. And uh, and a lot of the times we also get requests to formulate strategies for those businesses, as well as to come up with strategies to scale the business. Uh, and so the business is able to expand and grow in adding new product lines, as well as covering new markets.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. I know that there, as I go out and I visit businesses within the city of Miramar, some of the challenges that I know that they walk through are how do I balance the operational part of my business and the financial parts of my businesses and keep them both at a pace where I can see growth. You want to grow your product, you want to grow how you're selling your products, you want to grow how you're meeting the needs of the community. But also, on one hand, you want to make sure that am I maximizing the revenue that I have coming in? Am I building upon that revenue? Am I in a better place financially in my business than I was 5 years ago? Once 5 years ago, how am I doing with those areas? And so I would love for you to, and I know you have a wealth of knowledge in that, is just to go through some of the practical processes that your business offer, that the Opportunus group offer for businesses who are kind of in that peril where they're trying to uh, straddle the fence on operational success and financial revenue and profit success.
Well, yes, we can also organize our services depending on the level of engagement
Mm-hmm.
that the owner of the business expects from Opportunus Group. On one hand, we can offer business advisory services. We
Mm-hmm.
are part of the advisory board of several businesses. In those cases, the level of engagement that we have with our customers basically is limited to providing advice, point of views, and engage in conversations with those customers to be able to make sure that they are on track in terms of the progress of the initiatives that they're implementing, as well as making sure that they're making they're basically in the right direction to achieve their goals. So we basically provide guidance, and we become a very strong ally of the owner. We also offer on-demand fractional executive expertise for those businesses that do not have the scale to hire a full-time executive. We can come in, take part of the business where the owner feels that there's areas of opportunities for improvement, and we can manage that part of the business for a fraction of the cost of a full-time executive. And the third level of engagement is when we not only uh, identify the root cause. Oftentimes, owners approach us with a problem to solve or an area of opportunity to improve. We come in and we not only do the research and design the solution, the research in terms of identifying the root cause and the designing the solution by defining what are the steps that they need to take in order to improve in that area. But we can also execute on those activities or initiatives. So that's where we, the last two services or ways to deliver our service or value to our customers, that's where we have the highest level of engagement. Because in some cases, we not only identify the root cause, do the research, define or design the solution, but also we can also execute on those activities in order to deliver value.
Okay, all right. So, and I like what you said there. And you're when you allude to having a consultation that will set up that will help you identify those areas of opportunities, and then from that point set up a strategic plan that will help them achieve that. Have you found working with businesses that there are obstacles when it comes to businesses uh, staying on track with the strategic plan that has been developed? Business owners and realistically business owners, they get caught up in the business. And sometimes strategic plans, if they're not, if they're challenging a little bit for them to change or reinvent how they've been doing things, it may present, an uphill journey to try to complete those challenges. Do you have anything in place to help them stay on track with the strategic plan that you have set up for them?
Well, yes, it's a challenge by itself to basically incorporate and change the way to do things. And the job of being the owner of a business is a very lonely job. And oftentimes what we see is that the level of expertise of the owner is usually very deep, very is comprehensive on the technical side of the business and the way to deliver their services or products or solutions. But oftentimes they need to wear too many hats. And obviously they cannot be experts in every single aspect on regarding the management of the business. So that's where we come in. And not only that, to keep track of every activity it's a huge challenge.
Okay.
And so that's why in some cases we not only research and design the solution, but we can also execute and help the owner make sure that those activities are on track, are delivered with the level of quality that is required to add value, and that at the end of the day, this becomes another source of growth and another source of performance improvement for the business.
Okay. All right. Sounds very good. I noticed while I was on your website that you addressed two of the biggest challenges for businesses. One of them is managing cash flow, and the other is diversifying your client base. Now, those are both basically big challenges with managing cash flow, but diversifying your client base that entails a lot of things as far as your environment, where you are, your location, and it goes with all of that. So how does the Opportunus Group address managing cash flow and diversifying your client base? What are some
Well,
of the mechanisms you have, whether you have it on your PowerPoint, where you have a PowerPoint to do it, or on your website? How do you manage that?
So those are very good questions. Regarding cash flow is key. and cash is king for any business. And what that means is that the business has to focus on those products where they have very good margins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those products that are, or services that are profitable, and those products where they need to, that they need, that where they can delay uh, in a way or defer payments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those type of services where they can cash in as soon as they deliver the service, but where they have some level, some terms and conditions in terms of payments, where they can pay at 30 days or 45 days for wherever they have to acquire in order to deliver that service and those services. And so in those cases, oftentimes those are components that they need to acquire in order to deliver a solution. And so that's the idea at the end of the day. When you have cash, when you have a positive free cash flow, you're able to grow with your own resources. And what that prevents is the business to basically pay for financing and pay interests on those loans that will deteriorate in a way uh, the financial performance of the business. And so oftentimes small and medium-sized businesses do not have access to um, uh, financing, or let's say low interest financing. So
Right.
that is a problem. And so those businesses need to focus on positive cash flow, right? Making sure that they focus on delivering products that basically have a healthy margin, number one. And number two, making sure that when you pay for the components of that service is after you got paid, right? And so that will in a way allow you to uh, stay away from loans perhaps, and making sure that with your own resources you're able to grow your business.
So what other? So that's all. That's great. Great information because I'm a strong proponent on less loans and more working with what you actually can bring in. However, there is the catch-22 there based on the environment that we're in now. You have a lot of businesses who have suffered greatly through the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic, and cash flow is no longer what it was 2 years ago. So how is there a strategy and plan, or do you meet with them to put a strategic plan in order for them to recap their loss and utilize that instead of a loan? Or do you then advise a loan to offset to help them to get footage again, financial footage to move forward?
Well, we focus on performance.
Mhm.
And if a business has
Mhm.
positive cash flow, the business will be able to overcome any challenge, or will be more prepared to basically overcome challenges like the ones we're going through, right? And so that is one of the things. And this is not only a short-term solution, but also a long-term solution. At the
Right.
end of the day, uh, businesses should be able to focus on making sure that they deliver not only competitive, but also profitable services, and that they manage themselves in a way that they're prepared to any casualty. So that is one thing. The other thing that has to do with that got accelerated with COVID had to do with a digital transformation. Businesses should be able to transform themselves in a way that they can compete and they remain attractive for any user. E-commerce activities, the penetration of e-commerce activities in the US basically doubled just the 3 first months of the pandemic.
Okay.
So during that time, during those 3 months, the penetration of business done through e-commerce in the US basically doubled versus the incremental of the last previous 10 years. So in 3 months, basically e-commerce doubled. So those are the things that small, medium-sized businesses should recognize.
Okay.
In order to transform their businesses and make sure that they make the appropriate changes to remain competitive. And remaining competitive means, again, all the investment that you can do in digital transformation in your business should be able to allow you to enjoy healthier margins, a better, greater scale in terms of the volume of products and services that they're able to deliver, and lower your cost of doing business by automating as much as possible all the activities that are needed to execute, right, to deliver those services.
All right. Okay. Sounds very good. I get that. I get that. I hope our listening audiences, the business owners there are taking this all in so they can understand how strategic planning in any situation is a very good start on regaining footage, financial footage, and also even employment footage.
Right.
But we have to, and I say it all the time, our pandemic that we were in did not affect all businesses in a negative sense. There are some businesses who have profit. As a matter of fact, I've spoken with some businesses who said this was their best year ever. 2020 was their best year ever. So with those businesses having said that, there are still room even for that business or for that organization to streamline and to reevaluate what they do and to set up strategic planning and strategic plans to help them better equip themselves for positive revenue and also gain more profit as well, correct?
Exactly. And the value of advising, the value of business management consulting is to have someone with the level of expertise in management that can advise those owners, not only on the good times, but also on the bad times, and making sure that when the times are good for the business, they prepare for those times that become challenging, like the ones we're experiencing right now.
So now the Opportunus group, that's part of the strategic planning is to
Exactly.
Because even in your residential household, you have what you call we grew up nest egg or a savings for hard times, that when something comes up, you have at least, they say you should have at least a year salary to help, but that's hard to do, but at least a 6-month safety net for in case of any crisis comes up. It could be a pandemic, it could be a sickness, it could be a long-term stay in the hospital. Are you prepared for that? And so that's the same kind of strategy you would probably recommend for a business. Am I correct?
Exactly. Well, first of all, to be healthy as a business, to have healthy and positive cash flow, but not only that, to make sure that the business is prepared strategically to overcome any challenge. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're able to compete and adapt to changes in behavior from customers, in changes of doing business because of improvements in technology, if you're prepared, if you're basically at the top of your game, this is like a player, right? A player that trains every time, every day, that eats healthy and basically prepares for every game, uh, it's going to play better in a very challenging match than probably someone that is not prepared, that is not training every day, that
Right.
is not eating healthy, and so on. It's the same with businesses. When the business are doing well, they should aim at doing a lot better and prepare and basically identify those trends in the industry, in their segment, that they need to, trends that they need to acknowledge,
Mm-hmm.
recognize, and prepare for, right? In order to satisfy or exceed expectations of their customers in their respective segment. So those are the things that businesses should be concerned about, being at the edge of their game, right?
Right.
At the top level of their game.
So, how long, Cesar, Serrano, how long would you say a partnership between a business owner and an organization with the Opportunist group, how long would you say a partnership could be um, during their time of success, reaching their
Well,
goals?
we basically we've been advising technology startups and some other companies for years.
Mhm.
Usually, business advisory services are long-term services.
Okay.
The case of on-demand or fractional executive expertise varies depending on the business and
Mhm.
how big the business is and the situation. In some cases, that could be 6 months, a year, because one of the things that we do, we can structure the processes,
Okay.
uh, incorporate the level of discipline and cadence, and then perhaps at some point, 6 months, a year later, the owner can take over, right?
Okay.
Can incorporate those as part of his or her duties or responsibilities. And a business consulting service, a consulting project that is very well defined since the beginning, and that is going to depend the type of problem that the owner wants to solve or the
Okay.
area of opportunity that they want to address.
Okay. All right. So it varies
It
between.
varies.
It varies between. If you were to, what type of businesses are your target? Like when you're that are ready and ripe for this service that you offer. What business? I guess let me ask the question differently. What are the components that a business have to have in place for you to help them deliver the maximum revenue and profits and performances that they're desiring?
Well, our aim is to serve businesses that have a healthy sales and operations mix.
Okay.
And so those are the type of businesses. I have more than 29 years of experience in specialty construction trade businesses. And I work for a manufacturer uh, for more than 25 years. And, uh, and basically, that is where we believe we can add more value. One of the things that was a surprise for us at the beginning, but now is something that we're managing more and more, is technology startups. We're working with venture capital firms and private equities, uh, uh, advising technology startups as well. So those are the type of businesses that we are aiming, but we can serve any type of business. The focus is on these two categories, but the aim is could be any other type of business. Now, when you look at the business from the revenue, annual revenue perspective, how big the business is, basically, if the business has a revenue of 2 million and more, we can offer any type of service.
Okay.
Usually, if the business is smaller than 2 million of revenue per year, we can basically focus on advisory services and subscription platforms.
Okay.
And so that's our target segment.
All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. So now and I heard you mention startups. Would that be a different level of strategic? I would believe that startup businesses would be a prime area for you because they're coming to you with no I guess we call standards that they've set for themselves. They're kind of like a clean slate, and they're ready to receive strategic planning from you, and they haven't gotten into habits or what we call bad habits or anything. They haven't gotten into that yet. So a new startup business would probably do very well with you and walking through the process of strategic planning before they even start or open their doors. Would that be correct?
Right. Usually, uh, um, most of the time, the first thing that we do when we work with a technology startup is defining the overall strategy, formulating the strategy.
Right.
These startups are basically are working or are competing in new segments,
Right.
recently created segments, technology segments.
Right.
And one of the things that is of very good value or delivers a lot of value to them is to formulating an overall strategy. And that not only allows the leadership of the startup to align their goals and the waters that they need to navigate with the rest of the team. Not only do they allows them to align those activities, but also provides confidence to the investors. Oftentimes in startups, they need to go through several rounds of investment, and having a clear, articulate, effective, and very well defined strategy, a strategy that not only will quantify the value of the opportunity, the value of the market that they're going after, but also identify the competitors, their capabilities. Not only is that very important, but also the fact that this provides some level of confidence to the investors that the owners and the individuals advising these companies know what they're doing.
Okay. All right. Sounds very, very good. I'm impressed. I love the business. I think our business community can benefit from what the Opportunus group offers. How would a business be able to get in contact with you?
They going to we are located in Pembroke Pines, and we have several portals all over media. We are Opportunus Group has a portal page in Facebook, in LinkedIn, Twitter. We have digital presence. We have a website, and our contact information. I'm going to go through that one. Let me go
Okay.
back a little bit.
Okay.
But we have a phone number on this presentation, and I'm going to provide the contact to you. And we are located in Pembroke Pines. We have offices in Pembroke Pines, and we serve all South and Central Florida.
Perfect. 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 Well, is there anything else you want to cover for us and let us know anything else about it? I think we've covered and a great deal of what the Opportunus group offers. I may have left out some things because I would love for you to just expound more and give more information before we close out.
Well, basically, I wanted to talk a little bit about myself, my family,
Okay.
my lovely wife, Rosie, and my 3 boys. We've lived in South Florida for the last 15 years. We believe in giving back to the community. So we volunteer at Hands on Miami, Feeding South Florida, and more recently at Handy, which is an organization focused on helping foster kids transition into the world when they reach the age of 18. When it comes to me, I'm an avid runner, cyclist, I'm a wine enthusiast, and I enjoy nature. South Florida is a very nice place to enjoy nature, and year-round the weather is fantastic. So anytime we have the opportunity, we enjoy and go outdoors and to do any type of activity. So we're basically we've been living in South Florida for more than a decade now.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, this have really been informative. It has really been an eye opener for me, and I know for some of our businesses to realize that there are strategic planners out there for businesses as yourself that can help businesses, especially startup businesses, to figure out, how do you want your business to look? How do you see this business in the next 5 years? You're starting now, so what is your 5-year plan and your 5-year goal? And not only just building a customer base, but your cash flow management. How are you going to have? How do you plan to direct your business to meet a diverse society? And let's be honest, South Florida, you can't get more diverse than South Florida. How are you going to meet the demands and attract all of those diverse potential customers to your business? So I think your company will offer that, and then even so much more. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your information. Thank you for sharing your business strategies and tips and your information on how we can get in contact with you. We'll have it listed on the podcast so that those who want to reach out to you, and please feel free to reach out to Mr. Cesar Serrano, who is the CEO of the Opportunus Group, who can help you deliver the best performance for your business and to help you maximize your revenue and your profits. Again, thank you, sir, for being our guest today.
Thank you, Johnny, for your invitation. It's been a pleasure, and we will be in touch, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. As for our business owners out there, please don't forget to register for the City of Miramar's Business Post newsletter. In the newsletter, you will find weather alerts. You will find out about any of our webinar events that we have available for you throughout the Tri-County. You will find training opportunities, education, and you will find financial opportunities that can better help your business as well, as far as even having information about the Opportunus Group. So therefore, please sign up. How do you become a registered newsletter recipient? www.miramarfl.gov/business pulse. And until next time, I'm Johnny Douglas, your host, and I'm asking you to stay safe, but most importantly, stay connected.